This playthrough is rated M for mature.
Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with the finale of Blacksad Under the Skin. In the last episode, we dealt with Gil. He died of asphyxiation, but unfortunately some other innocents died along the way. Spano took one last hit, lived the gory days before his heart gave out. And all that's left for Blacksad was to tell all the athletes about their drug use, and, well, what they do with them is up to them, I guess. We can only push them in the right way. In our case, we just decide to go, whatever. And now it's time to get our money from Thorpe, because Mitchell was truly the head of the whole thing, but something's nagging on the back of our head as Blacksad thinks about it. Are there some clues we're missing, or some evidence that wasn't put together properly? I wonder. Let's figure out this before the end. Sounds like we're not quite done yet, but close. Alright, let's see. Where was, let's see. List of names, I think is what we want in this case. Yeah, and then Thorpe hires athletes. Huh, that's interesting. Oh.
No, that's not possible. But what if Tim Thorpe was somehow involved in Mitchell's operation?
I mean, they were part of the Olympic Five, so
Mr. Thorpe is running later than expected, but he insists on meeting you, if you don't mind.
Sure, as long as you help me fight off this boredom.
That's not in my job description, but...
She has a mole above her breast. Anyway, do you know how I'll take from Mr. Thorpe? Has anything happened at the agency lately? How long have you worked for Tim Thorpe? We just got stared at her rack. I mean, well, you know what we're trying to look for. She doesn't.
If I had her markings on my skin, would I be the same person? Would my name be different?
Would I be as cute? Let's just stare at the obvious spot. It doesn't let us focus. Fine. What do we got? Oh, his meeting book or whatever, or the schedule. The schedule. 10:45, Sam Merrick. 12 a.m., Delano, Sonia. 2 p.m., John Blacksad. 5:15, dinner with the mayor, Rogers. If only we could get a handle on that book. In the book. She's probably like, what are you staring at? She's like, oh, the obvious place. I'm one of those people that probably would stare at first because it's just one of those things you're kind of just like, whoa, and then afterwards you're like, okay, back to business. So, all right, let's see. Okay, so we have to, since we got a new thing, we just have to compare the recent evidence, which is all his appointments are in the agenda. And then that, I believe. Ooh, yeah, the smartness is running through me.
If my hunch is right, there should be a meeting with Mitchell noted somewhere in Thorpe's agenda.
So we just need a distractor. I can't remember the date of my first appointment. How long have you worked for Mr. Thorpe? Has anything odd happened at the agency lately? We could just ask her some general questions. We know what we need to do.
How long have you worked for Tim Thorpe?
Almost 3 years. And I hope it lasts.
It's probably a cushy gig, I bet.
Has anything odd happened at the agency lately?
Not on my shift. Perhaps the oddest thing I've seen is a bored detective asking a lot of questions.
I love you too, honey.
Did he tell you how long it will take him to get here?
They just left Delano's, so about 30 minutes? It depends on the traffic. I'm sorry for the inconvenience.
No, we get a nice view.
Well, you see, I've got a problem. In order to figure out how much Mr. Thorpe owes me, I need to know what day I started working on the case. But I can't remember. You wouldn't have that written down, would you?
It sure wasn't on my shift. I'd remember. Let me see.
Alright, don't. Oh, there we go. No. Sorry, I've just gotta take advantage of it when you can't. Oop. Well, I know I have to look at the book, but it shows 2. So where's the other one? Huh, I don't know. I guess I have to check that one. Alright. Because it says 2, which means I can look at multiple ones. What does that say? 10:15 a.m. Lulia Slepinet reward, and 12:30 a.m. lunch with the governor. Cats. Okay. Now what? Oh, the other one? Oh, the other one's the other side. Gotcha. Let's see. 1045 Miles Benton. 415 Congressman Wallace. I mean, those are big names, but not what we're looking for. Oh, gotta wait for her to flip it. Flip it to switch. 9:30 meeting with Dylan Combs? Can't tell. 10:15 lunch with Paul Rosenberg. Oyster Rest. Okay, that didn't tell us anything. What about the other side? Some of it's still marked out, but 6 a.m. returning flight, L.A. Meeting with Millard Smith, hospital. Millard Smith. Yeah, probably not what we needed. One more look for good luck. Okay. Sorry. Just, man. Hey, man, don't judge. 11 in a meeting with Bobby Yale at 11 a.m. Ah, so Bobby's on the thing. Meeting with Reg McNeil at 1:15. And 4, meeting with Claude Hinkelham? Heinelkolham? Whatever. But yeah, with Bobby Yale, so he's on his thing. So let's see what this one says. 11:30 a.m. Joe Dunn, no appointment. What?
Dunn was here 2 days before he died? Why didn't Thorpe ever mention that?
That seems to be pretty important information.
I'm sorry, but your name's not on here.
Huh. That's weird. Well, actually, no. It's because, well, did we ever... yeah, we did go to his office, didn't we? Anyway, the day I came, Joe Dunn had just walked out the door.
Wait, I just remembered something. The day I came, Joe Dunn had just walked out the door.
Well, no. You don't have any appointments. Although, I guess I could have forgotten to write you in. Mr. Dunn, who's usually very kind, left in a flurry. He even slammed Mr. Thorpe's door.
Okay. Now I know I have to get into Thorpe's office.
And he didn't even say goodbye.
Yes, that was the day. You don't recall me because the minute I saw Dunn stomp out, I followed him. I never actually came in.
Of course. That explains it.
No doubt. So, since it looks like Mr. Thorpe won't be here soon, I think I'll go take a walk down the hall. Gotta stay in shape.
Yep, gotta stay in shape with your weird human body and with a cat head attached to it. What was that all about? She was staring at us like,
Come on, Thorpe. Tell me there's a back door to your office.
Oh, one last exploration thing? There's a back way through the meeting room. Let's see if there's any last little stickers or anything like that before we... Oh, there's one. Although I've missed quite a few of them, so... Let's, before we... Because you know we're like right at the cusp of the end, folks. Like right... This episode may be a little long. I might have cut the previous episode a little bit too. Wow, I am missing a lot of stickers. Look at that. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Good lord. 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. Good lord, I missed a lot of stuff on the Hall of Fame page. And I assume there's an achievement for finding all of it. Ugh. I don't know if I care to do all that. What was the other thing? Let's look at our Blacksad. Our Blacksad. Although we probably could look at a lot of this on the main menu, but I just want to show, like, before we get to the end, we see our final stats. Mainly hard-boiled. We're mainly resolute, mainly pragmatic, lonesome, astute, swift, talkative, but kind of a mixture between the two, and profitable. Oh hell yeah, profitable. And then obviously if we go to the progress, it has like basically the book cover of how the game played. If it lets me see this on the main menu, I might just show it there, but kind of just show the kind of the cliff notes of the whole story. So talking about that and everything like that. So the people dying, great. I totally wanted to see that again. And then obviously there's going through the booklet about all the decisions we ever made over the course of the game. So if we go over that, I'm not gonna read everything. It just kind of, because the game basically tells you like what you did for the most part. Big and just kind of go over everyone's information and everything like that. I don't want to go through everything. Where's the one about the one guy got shot? He cheats. The bartender to kill him. Hell yeah, child. Dick Cheese ruined Hilda. Poor girl. Yeah. All right. Anyway, I didn't want to show all that because I still want to get to the end of the game. Oh, can we call someone?
Maybe I should play the Smirnov trump card this time.
Nah, I can take it. If I didn't call him any other time, might as well just let us take care of it.
No, this is nothing but a hunch.
You're probably right. I mean, why would a respected man like Mr. Thorpe do all this in the first place? It seems a bit unnecessary, you know. Oh, there's the set for probably all the photo shoots. Anything in here? I mean, we obviously need to go into the meeting room, but might as well see if there's any last little clue. Oh, letter to Bobby Yale. So that's payment or his pictures.
So, you had something to do with that chest expander after all.
Huh. God, everyone was lying to me in this game. Everyone's a bunch of jerks. It's because he wanted to be... Oh, Sergei Borovsevich or whatever. Yeah, I can't believe I missed so many cards. I mean, I knew that there was a lot when you look at the thing, but... Oh, is that how we get in through the window? Because wasn't there the... That might be what I have to do. Let's see... But I'll do that. I want to basically make sure I've found everything before we...
If Weekly were here, I'd have to tie his hands behind his back.
So he wouldn't snatch the camera. It's probably like a super expensive camera, too. Back in the days where you had to do flash and had to hold still for so long. Now you can just do it on your phone in like a matter of seconds. Life is crazy, don't you think? Like, oop, Jerry Lee Paddington. Like Paddington Bear? We can't go in the waiting room because it's locked. Or we're not going to cause a ruckus. So, okay, time to check the letter. Or the window there. So that might be all the cards we can find. But we'll keep going on, see if there's any last little exploration places.
Cats aren't afraid of heights. That's why I've never felt vertigo.
Is that true? Well, he says it's true. Now we just need to get into Mr. Thorpe's office from here. Oh, is that something on the team? Nope. Okay. Just seeing if there's any last little bits. Well, that doesn't do anything because nothing's popping up. Okay, that takes us out of there. I'm not seeing anything else. Oh.
In my experience, when something looks really good, it ends up smelling really bad.
Revenues have gone up since January. Unfortunately, that's like today. Like a lot of financiers you have to like have a ridiculous upward trend, otherwise people pull out. It's like what's required for it is just, or what people expect is just ridiculous. You know, that's why probably business acumen and standards have dropped so low because everyone, you know, wants to. Everyone's based off the financing and all this, and investors and all this other crap. I mean, some people don't care as bad as much, but a lot of big people do because they want those $35 million bonus paychecks. God, do you really need that much money? And no, I'm not for all socialism and all this other stuff, but God, sometimes it just gets ridiculous. Have you seen the payment that some people get for like running corporations and all that? It's just bonkers. It's like, do you really need all that money? Anyway, sorry. Whoa. Well, of course he has a gun. And pills, too.
Of course.
Well, I mean, he's American. Of course he has a gun. Everyone has a gun.
Oh, crap.
Well, Oh, I didn't even get to explore the rest of the stuff. I was going to keep looking around.
Why am
Can I back out, or am I... Oop.
In every investigation, there comes a point where every single lead seems to go down the drain. And you have to retrace your steps to get back on the right track.
I assume he's blocking out the rest of the red herrings and information that's not necessary. He's just like, well, this... okay, we're not quite done yet. He's like, this information's crap. We don't need this anymore.
I better not use it. It might be connected to the switchboard at the front desk.
Oh, yeah. Oh, maybe that's the last card. I don't know. What's down
It's a
there?
bit strange to see no office chair behind a desk until you remember the desk's owner is in a wheelchair.
Oh, yeah. That part, well, unless he's lying about that, but I doubt it. So. Bloomington Shooting Club, F Class, 300 yards, first prize, Timothy W. Thorpe. Oh, he has good aim, huh? I wonder. That makes me think. Some clues. Okay, is that it for this place? What's it say? The gentleman with the iron arm.
Strength, the accuracy of his throw. I earned the nickname Iron Arm. I used to throw the ball in 50 mm. And
That means he's very accurate.
Whatever it wanted. And my coach, the great Joffrey Sox. And so I worked hard. Pearl Harbor. I enlisted immediately. After losing a partner in combat, a serious injury, I asked to be relocated. I became a sniper. I know I shouldn't say this, but I was one of the best in the Army, and it was all thanks to my accuracy. No, it was all thanks to Jeffrey Sachs. I wonder how many Americans that man saved with my arm. After these words, Tim Thorpe is moved almost to tears and asks me to take a break. It's shocking to see how an athlete and soldier, a man whose aim and skill won him a Medal of Honor and the nickname Surgeon among his brothers in arms. That can't be. I mean, it could be a coincidence, but no.
Oh, we thought it was Mitchell who was the surgeon because, obvious doc or whatever, but... Sounds like that's... Everything's coming up Millhouse. I mean, Blacksad. I mean, no one's really winning at this, and I assume this just takes me outside.
That leads to the front desk.
All right, well, let's deduce a few things before we continue on. Thorpe can't. Let's see. So we've got some pills in his thing, and he can't walk. And then this is supposed to overcome limitations. So who wouldn't want to invest in something like that, right?
Wait, what if Groon's drugs helped Thorpe walk?
So yeah, maybe he was in a wheelchair, but now he kind of walked, depending if he takes the pills. So if that's the case, they say a sniper killed him, and then where's the one? He was known as the surgeon. All right, where's? No, that's not the one we want that, but and. Where is it? Haha, yes.
Of course. It wasn't Mitchell or Gill. It was Thorpe who shot Randall at the hospital.
Well, then what was that whole Gill thing about having to kill a friend? Maybe it's just because he helped him with that or something? No, so we need a few more clues. A few more clues. Up you can see Thorpe in a Oh yeah, I haven't been looking at the pictures either. Anyway. Alright, so this one is... Yeah, Spano, remember saying something about Spano about blaming everything on him. So why didn't you just say Thorpe instead of... Maybe he just didn't want to get in trouble, although he's dead now. So what if he was involved in that? And then he was called surgeon for being a sniper. Ho ho! My smartness is taken up at the very end! I am awesome!
That's it. Thorpe is the man behind the whole drug operation. Everything adds up now. And yet I can already hear Smirnov telling me I have no conclusive evidence. What if I set a trap for Thorpe? But how?
Maybe forcing him to stand up or something like that? Kind of like, I'm trying to remember what it was. It was like, there was a joke version of the movie where they tried to do it, but he was still in a wheelchair. He's like, and he threw something out to get him to get up, and he fell over. What? That was a comedy movie, but I can't remember. And then there was an actual serious movie that did something similar. I can't remember the time. Maybe I'll remember it later. Okay, so we need to trap Thorn. Let me look at the pictures just to see. Oh, yeah. Or a trap. It shows him and Thorn there. There's a gun. That. So, okay. So we need to trap him for sure. And if the pills can make him walk... Where was that again? There's that. And he has a gun in his drawer. Ooh, hee hee.
Ha! What if I place Thorpe's gun up there and corner him so that he has to stand up to get it?
It's a dick move. It might just work. I guess Thorpe wanted to move so badly. He was, well, I'll talk about that when the game ends.
The show was about to begin. All I needed was an audience and some patience.
Okay, now we're calling Smirnov. And whoever else wants to come. At least Smirnov, just because he's, he's a cop. He's a kip. We need him to be there. So.
Stop it!
Arr! Don't you know who you're dealing with, matey?
What a silly man.
Mutiny! You wants to be shark-bait, do ya? Oh, Blacksad. I feel terrible for keeping you waiting.
John.
But you see, there was mutiny on board, so...
Stop.
What are you guys talking about?
You see what I have to put up with. All right, helmswoman, to the cabin with you! Onward!
Aye, aye, Captain.
Come along, Blacksad. Julie, don't let anyone bother us.
Will this all work? Well, let's see. Sonia's gonna be sad about what we're about to prove, but...
Will you wait in the boardroom for me, please?
But...
I'll just be a minute, then. I think you've already suffered enough.
Okay.
Oh, alright.
And think about where you'd like to have dinner tonight, okay?
Was that Jake? That looked like his
You
hands.
see, I'm not gonna pay you for solving the case.
Or, I'll see you in court, fair enough, consider I didn't solve it. Well, it's because we know. Yeah. I don't know why him just silently just rolling his eyes back. Is like...
No, it's not that. You'll get every penny we agreed on, and more. But not because you solved the case, but for her. 2 days ago, she wanted to end it all. Drop out of college, sell the gym. Too many wounds to heal. But through your incredible work, you managed to heal them. Well, perhaps not completely. It takes time to get over something like this. But at least, thanks to you, Sonia wants to be happy. She has hope. I'm going to help her make Dunn's gym the best in the city. Who would have ever guessed it, huh?
I'm happy for Sonia. It seems like Jim's done is actually a blessing. Yeah, true. But we'll let him spiel on. He's like, get annoyed.
Anyway, back to the case. All those people you confronted. Gill, the German doctor, even Mitchell. Huh. I would have never suspected him. Did they say anything? Why did they do it? Did they mention any accomplices?
Spana mentioned a certain surgeon, only Randall Lay. They didn't mention anyone.
You see, besides my esteem for Joe and Sonia, this ordeal... really hits close to home.
I would have never guessed, no doubt. What do you mean? Yeah, keep talking, man. You're going. You're on a roll.
Sports are my livelihood. Do you know how many of the athletes involved have a deal with me?
How do you know that?
What?
Oh, wait. Sonia told you.
Yes, that's it. Sonia told me.
That's funny. I never told Sonia.
Well,
You
then,
never lifted your mouth, dude.
do you know how many of the athletes involved have a deal with me?
I don't know. All of them, none. I have a slight idea. Being silent sometimes is just funnily awkward.
So far, the papers only talk about bodies down at the docks and an illegal lab. Not one has mentioned the athletes. But if one word gets out, this agency's future could be on the line. Not to mention Sonia's and the gym's. Could I ask you to be discreet?
Your future's on the line will do. That'll cost extra, dude.
Sure. I'll be discreet. For a bonus.
Oh, sure. I get it. How much are we talking about?
10 times the amount. Let's just be dickish about it and just go
10
to the floor.
times the agreed amount.
Wow. You like to play big. I like that. Anyway, that's it. Julie
Your
has
mouth's
your
about to run
check.
out.
Don't forget to claim it. As for your bonus, I'll send it along soon. Don't worry about it. Thank you again, Blacksad. I don't know what state Sonia would be in if it weren't for you.
I had to act, then and there, or let Thorpe get away with it.
Excuse me for not standing.
Yeah, we're good. What's up with my guy? He's shaking.
Thank you for everything, Ironarm. Please, take good care of Sonia.
I will.
Why did I do it? After all the evidence I'd gathered, why did I let a murderer like Thorpe get away with it? That's something I choose to keep to myself. Make of that what you will.
One last final game over, folks, or abrupt ending. Actually, I think I bet I've missed a couple of them. Game. Does it go to the credits? Oh, it does go to the credits, huh? So it's actually ending the game because I let him get away with it. Don't worry, folks. I'm actually going to show you the actual ending. That'd be kind of douchey to play the whole game and just get the bad ending and never like show off what happened to it. But it looks like this game was made in like, according to all the names, it's probably a South American country. Because a lot of the names look to be Spanish in origin for the most part, or maybe Spanish, Portuguese, or whatever. So I wouldn't be surprised if this game is from a South American gaming company. There are a few of them. The only problem is that, although I've heard over the years a lot of people are putting more money into the South American countries to try and get new and different ideas coming out there, but not as much money is changing as it will. And I think in countries like Brazil, like the cost to buy video games is ridiculously expensive because of the economy in Brazil at the moment. So, but I like the fact that they're certain game companies or money is trying to like get different people's ideas, because you know, like sometimes games can kind of be samey sometimes. So when you get different countries or people from different origins or countries' opinions on things, or then give them a chance to make a game, you get some interesting stuff. There was one game that came out a while back from a I forgot his name now. It was like a detectives game. It was like more like a text one. I'll have to look it up. I have it somewhere, but I actually I actually bought it and didn't play it yet, but because it looked so interesting, I was going to get to it eventually. But like many other things, I buy something and I'm like, I'll play it later, and then never play it. So I don't know if I want to. Well, maybe I should do a bit of my review here and then show the good ending. I think all I have to do is continue. There is a way to play like certain scenes over the course of the game if you go to the menu, you can actually play specific scenes. So if there's like an achievement or trophy you didn't get, that's based off of I actually, before this episode, I looked over some of the trophies, and some of them are based off of saying specific things during a conversation over the course of the game that unlocks little details. Like there's one for convincing Helen Moore to talk to you. So when she pulled away the cigarette from me, she actually gives it to you, I believe. and that's an achievement for convincing her to be friendly with you. There's one for telling the best story to Brunhilde, which, man, now that I think about it, maybe I should have done it. Oh, I'm not even looking over. Maybe I'll do it during the good ending. I don't know. I might speed through the credits again when we do that for that part, because I skipped over all the dialogue or all the voice actors for it. The voice acting for the most part wasn't bad. There wasn't any major stinkers that I felt with, and that of course that doesn't even count like the French or Spanish or the other versions of the game. I don't know how they were, but for the most part, I think they were pretty. I wouldn't say great, but I think they were pretty acceptable, because I didn't, like I said, there was never a case of, oh, this is bad line reading, or at least I didn't get a sense of that anyway. If it was, I would have laughed because of how bad it was, but I'm still trying to think if Blacksad's voice actor did a good job or not. I think so. Well, after a while you get used to it, so you're kind of like, oh, now I can't think of anyone else other than this guy as Blacksad's voice actor. I think he did an okay job. Had the grizzly voice and everything like that. I don't know. Could have been better. Maybe. I don't want to like completely crap over these people, because they made a game that was a point-and-click detective game. They tried their best. The only problem is I think whoever was testing bug testing or whatever really needed to go over this again with another fine-tip comb, because this game crashed on me like, I think total by the end of this like 8 times, which I guess in the grand scheme of things isn't much, but still 8 times the game forcibly had to crash or break that I had to reset my system to work on it. And sometimes I'd blame my gaming console, but the thing is I've run other games for long periods of time, left the system running, and I get that once in a while break because maybe the system overheated or whatever, and I usually don't blame those, but this happened pretty consecutively, especially if I had the system running. So it's like, sure, maybe you could still blame it on my system, but it felt like there's quite a few like either issues with it, like you just had to maybe fix the cache by like resetting the system or something like that to fix it. And so I think this game could have. And I downloaded like a huge patch for this game too, apparently, before I joined it. So, and apparently before the patch, the game had quite a few bugs in it where like people weren't able to finish the game because they couldn't click on certain things, apparently, according to some reviews I read of the game. Overall, that's probably my only real gripe with this game was the bugs in it. Because, certain things wouldn't appear properly. Like when I grabbed one of those stickers, it flashed on screen and stuck there for the whole thing, and you're like, what is going on here? It was just surprising, like I don't even know. I don't think I've heard of this company before, so this might be one of their first efforts. I mean, I don't know if enough people bought this though. That's the sad thing, is you want companies that have like maybe different or new ideas to keep making games, but I mean, I hope they did enough to keep making another game. But I don't know. I mean, if I had to rate the game, I'd probably rate it like, well, maybe we should do the good ending at first, and then I'll kind of go over how I felt about just the story and everything like that here too. But yeah, you could just not blame Thorpe and just let him win. It just shows his face on the credits. So too bad it doesn't go into any more detail. I wonder how many other bad endings I missed, because there is a trophy for seeing all the alternate endings to the game, or the not variations, but all the abrupt endings. And apparently there's 6 variations to the finale here too, because there's an achievement for seeing all the variations of the ending. And here we go again, another status error. I'm going to show this on screen this time, just to show you just the game just checking out on me for whatever. So, all right, so I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to cut it to cut it back to the game again, and then I'll show you not the good ending, but the ending where you're actually accuse Thorpe of what he's doing. So I'll see y'all in a second.